Also on Saturday's sold-out show at York Hall will be the return to London of 1992 Olympic bronze medal winner Robin Reid. He turned pro after the Games, won a world title, was at the top for a long, long time. He's still fighting, still a contender. Now, I caught up with Robin a bit earlier, and I started by asking him if, after 19 years as a pro, there was any sign of him slowing down.
No, 19 years, Jesus, I hadn't realised that, but thanks for reminding me.
Hey, listen, it makes me feel old as well, because I was there for your debut.
I know, do you remember it all them years ago? I think it was that long ago, it was in black and white, wasn't it? But, yeah, I mean, the thing is, I retired in 2007, but that was down to, to injuries and stuff, and against Carl Froch. But my arms have had a good rest over the years, and like I said, I got the phone call for prize fighter at the beginning of last year.
That's
and
right.
That sort of tempted me out again. I mean, all right, it all went pear-shaped, and I'm not going to start whinging about it, but just the format was not quick for me, as in I can't handle a fast pace, but 3 rounds, you can, I'm just warming up after 3 rounds, if you get me, do you know what I mean?
Not wrong. But I know you lost on that particular night, but I didn't think you looked bad. It was just the case you say, you were getting going as it was finishing. I didn't think you looked bad.
Exactly. I mean, I thought I'd lost the first round, obviously. Then the second round, I thought I won. And the third round, it could have gone either way, like, do you know what I mean? But, and I'm not going to argue. It was I remember when he gave the decision, because I was, not looking for the fight ahead, but I thought, I was fit to train for 2 months. And I just remember thinking, wow, is that it? 3 rounds, and it's like, I'm not even tired. And it's like, I'm not, do you know what I mean? So after the fight, I just said to Pat, my coach, I said, right, listen, Pat, I said, I'm not going off that. I said, he said, no, you never changed. He said, you brought up a good shot. I said, no, Pat, I want to have another go, an 8-rounder or a 6-rounder. Let's see how we go in that. And then I said, I'll know then. I said, because all I'm getting now at the minute is mixed signals. I said, which is, I said, I feel fit. I've just lost, so I'm devastated I've just lost. I said, but I feel fit as you like, and I was just getting into it, so I don't want to end my career on that.
Sure.
And he was like, right, come on, we'll give it another go. And we fought that Wayne Reid last June?
Yeah, last June. Did a good job there, 4 rounds.
Yeah, exactly. And then, that's why I won't say we're back to world title level or anything stuff like that. But he was a young, up-and-coming fighter, do you know what I mean? He was up for it. I mean, he had on his shorts out with the old Reid and with the new and all that. So he was confident and he was up for it. But what I said all along was that, you can't beat experience, and you're going to get these people who are like, yeah, but you're 40, you're 41. But I've always looked after myself, Steve.
Yeah, I know you have,
You always see from the weigh-in on Friday, do you know what I mean? It's like, these people, they're expecting a 40-year-old looking bloke to turn up. What they forget is, I've always looked after myself. I'm always in the gym. I'm always training. I'm training with young lads who are all up-and-comers and all hungry, and I hold my own with them, do you know what I mean? So it's I'm in good shape, and I'm looking forward to it, do you know what I mean? Yeah,
listen, I do, Robert, and you're right about the shape, and you're right about the fact that, even when you're 38, 39, you're young at that, and 40, you're still young. But looking at it, Rob, what is it you're looking for? Is it you're looking for to prove you can go 10 rounds, 8 rounds? Or are you thinking I can go up, beyond guys like, Cadman and Reid and Webb, and actually go looking for a British title or further?
Yeah,
I mean, is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why, Steve, because what it is, right, I got a phone call from, I can tell you this as it goes, because I got a phone call from Dean Powell, I think it was in the beginning of December, or end of November it was. Yeah. And he said, you're still fighting, aren't you? And I said, yeah, of course, he said, he said, when you're fighting next? I said, well, I'm not too sure at the minute. He said, you fancy a British? He said, you fancy Groves for the British? I said, yeah, happy days. I said, when now? And he went, well, 3 weeks. I went, no. I said, listen, Dean, I said, I'm not being funny, mate. I said, I know why you're ringing me, Robbie Reid, former world champion. Still got a bit left in the tank, but not, a bit dangerous, but not.
Not too dangerous.
Yeah,
of course.
And it'll be a good fight on paper for Groves in that. So I said, but listen, I said, I ain't going to do it to take part. If I'm going to have a go, I said, I'm going to have a go to win. And I said, I can't do that in 3 weeks' time, do you know what I mean? And he said, well, listen, we'll bear you in mind for future reference. He said, maybe February, March or whatever. But he's got a fight coming up soon anyway, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got he's fighting Kenny Anderson,
and
it's a bit of bad blood sometime in March.
He did it before, haven't he?
Yeah, God. And what happened was, at the time they fought before, is Anderson butted him at the weigh-in. It was brilliant. I mean, really went for him. He lost his cool, dropped George early in the fight and was really on top of George, and then just ran out of a little bit, and George stopped him, and Anderson was screaming it was a premature stoppage. So Anderson's held the grudge since then, won't even be in the same room as George. I tried to get them together on Monday, and they fight on March, I think it's about the 12th, something like that, or the 16th, some sort of day like that, Oh, it's,
so
good,
like
it's good stuff.
I mean, like I say, the thing is, the point I'm trying to make is, at least they're still mentioning my name
not wrong.
in fighting people like that. Then they mention, like, the Gale, a possibility against him. So the thing is, I mean, as you're going back to what you just said about George Groves there, and I actually find the kid quite, I've only met him once, seemed like a nice kid, but I'll tell you what, it seems to have upset a lot of people along the way.
You know what? He's one of those kids, because he's not running his mouth, he obviously says things in private that does upset people, because he's got under Kenny Anderson's skin, and, you know, and Kenny's livid with him. Kenny wanted to have a fight with him in a car park on Monday.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like when he did the Gale...
he got under the Gale skin, didn't he?
Yeah, because he was saying, and I just thought, you know what? I thought, what a nice lad that you, because he said that he held his cool, he held his cool and all that, and he just said, he was a nice guy, whereas the Gale played like the bad
he was the
guy
bad
sort of thing, and he had, it was the adverse effect really. The Gale was trying to get under his skin.
Yeah, he didn't do it.
He got under the Gale skin in the end. Do you know what I mean?
I'm wondering how much training George has had from David Hay, because he ain't bad at it.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, like I say, he seemed like a nice guy to me, very respectful. And like I say, I seen his last defence, and he, it was hard to say against Paul Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought Paul Smith fought the wrong fight.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he was trying to box him, and then he got caught, and that was the end of that. But I do respect him, and he is a good fighter, and that's the fight. It's a possible fight.
That's a possible fight down the line. Well, listen, Rob, it's a pleasure talking to you, and I really mean that. It's always a pleasure talking to you, and good luck on Saturday, and hopefully we'll be speaking to you in a couple of months' time when you may be coming up to a British title fight.
Exactly. It'd be nice to win one of them before I actually do call it a day. The long-fail bout would be nice.
That was Robin Reid talking to me earlier. He fights on Carl Frampton's undercard at York Court. It's sold out, although I'm sure the touts will be outside selling. I mean, it'll be a rousing night. Now, he could end up with a George Groves fight, and why not if he carries on winning? George Groves, by the way, fights Kenny Anderson at Wembley on March 16th in what is a serious grudge match. It will be electric in the old arena when the first bell sounds. It will be special when Groves defends his British super-middleweight title against Kenny Anderson at Wembley on March 16th. Let's get